In this video, we're going to be breaking down this simple firewood rack that was shared in the MakerPipe community. This is made entirely out of half-inch EMT conduit, which you can get off the shelf at different places like Lowe's, Home Depot, and different stores like that. And the pieces of conduit are put together with steel connectors that we manufacture and ship from Anderson, South Carolina. And this is a really cool and simple project and a really great idea. You know, it's winter time now, lots of people doing fires and such, and it's really cool to see a firewood rack in the community. And this is something that we haven't seen a ton, but it is always cool to see, and it's got a combination of materials, which is also really cool, and we love seeing that. So really, if we look at this here, it's basically just a wooden base, and I would imagine you use some treated wood just to keep the wood from rotting and affecting the firewood here. But it looks like really simply just some 2x4s and then some probably 12x2s, some planks going across. Looks like 3 of them, which makes sense just based on the space that's available for this here. But basically, it just has those 12x2s on top of the 2x4s, and then I imagine just screwed together really easily with wood screws. And basically, in order to mount the MakerPipe frame, if I had to guess, I think he just probably drilled holes in the base here that allow the conduit to run through, and because this is a few inches thick, it's probably just resting and going all the way to the ground. Now you could secure this in some way underneath if you wanted to. You could do like a threaded pipe insert with a countersunk bolt if you wanted to, but I would imagine it's probably just sturdy enough just to have these conduit poles resting in the firewood. And there's just 3 holes, and it looks like 3 verticals per side to secure the conduit into the wood. And really, the wood is actually being supported by the wooden platform, and then this outer frame that's made with half-inch conduit and MakerPipe is really just acting as a shell, so he can put a cover on top of this. And that's really cool. It keeps the firewood dry and does a good job of it, at least better than it being exposed to the elements. So that's really awesome. And basically the way this is constructed, half-inch EMT conduit, and you can cut half-inch EMT or really any EMT conduit with the off-the-shelf pipe and tube cutter. That's really easy to use. You just rotate it a couple times, spin it around, rotate it a couple times, spin it around. You just keep repeating that process until you make your cut. And then to put the MakerPipe connectors together, you just need a 5mm hex wrench. There's no welding or anything like that. And what's really cool here is the fact that it's half-inch EMT. We often see 3/4-inch EMT used for most projects because it's a good middle-of-the-road kind of strength and cost balance that I think it does a good job of. And what we see here is half-inch EMT conduit, and the way that was possible is if you select the half-inch variant on the MakerPipe website, you're going to receive the 3/4-inch connectors with these black plastic adapter shims that you put over top of the half-inch to just increase the diameter so the 3/4-inch connectors can fit and clamp around it properly. So that's exactly what he did here. And really, really simply, it's just 6 connectors in total. We've got the MakerPipe 90-degree connector, which allows you to join 3 pieces of EMT conduit together. We've got 4 of those, 1 in each corner. And again, you've got the verticals that go up from the base, like I said, probably drilled through the bottom down there and just resting in there. We've got those verticals going up through the center of the 90-degree connectors. And then we've got pieces of conduit that terminate inside of the 90-degree connector and run from one side to the other. And you could really customize this dimension as much as you wanted to, based on if you wanted this to be higher or if you wanted it to be, more narrow. You could do that. You can customize these dimensions completely with EMT conduit and connectors and make it fit exactly how you want. So we got those verticals going from side to side in the 90s. And then there's also another piece of conduit terminating in this part of the 90, and that runs to the other side and then terminates in the connector there. And that is 3 connectors inside, or 3 pieces of conduit inside of the 90-degree connectors. And if you're making any kind of a corner connection like this for making a box, the 90-degree connector works the best because it allows you to join those 3 pieces and create those corner connections for that box shape. And the last 2 connectors that we can see here are the MakerPipe T connectors. And this connector joins 2 pieces of conduit together. We've got the one piece that runs continuously through the top, as we saw. And we've got another piece that is terminating in the bottom of the T connector, and then that runs to the base down there to the base behind the firewood that we can't really see. In this side, it's inline, so it's kind of hard to see, but basically terminating in the T connector and then going down to the base in that same way on this side as well. So just those 6 connectors, pretty inexpensive, 1/2-inch EMT conduit. You can get that, like I said, off the shelf, and it's usually like $7, $8 for a 10-foot stick. And depending on the dimensions, it's not going to be a lot. So really cool. And then you could just find a universal cover of some sort, maybe like a grill cover or different things like that. And you just put that over the frame, and then you've got your firewood protected. Really cool, not too expensive, and totally customizable. Thanks so much, Barry, for sharing this. We love seeing it. If you have any questions or comments about this build, or really any build for that matter, you can comment down below in the YouTube comments, and I'll be sure to answer as best I can. If you like this video, leave a like and consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.